Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Last Rites. And yes, there's another one. It's another Schofield one. Kinda. Be a short one, I hope. If you have already, thank you very much for doing so. And if you haven't, please give us a subscribe down there. It will help a lot, especially YouTube being a little kinder to people in the coming weeks, I think. So I'll be able to sort of bump this channel up a little bit sooner than hoped. But I need your help. A little subscribe press would be nice. But thank you for watching anyway. That's certainly the main thing, isn't it? Even though it's warm outside, or I hope you're, I don't know, burning your head when the handkerchief has slipped asunder. Do you even use the word asunder? I've never used that word in my entire life, and I don't know why I just did. But today, ITV boss goes into Portcullis House, I believe. There's John Nicholson. That don't know much about any of these people, to be honest. But it's Dame Carolyn McCall. I think they took a lawyer with them and some other dude. Look into it. Watch it yourself. Oh, a little bit boring though, to be honest. What do we find? The runner is now called Person X. Person X. All that reminds me of is the X-Files when Mulder used to tape an X to the window and then his informant would come and meet him. Do you remember that? He flashed a little light and he'd meet in the night. Unfortunately, the informant was called Deep Throat. So, yeah, I mean, well, maybe it is appropriate. Who knows? So ITV are, I just breathed there, nearly choked myself to death. So ITV are basically saying, listen, we had informal investigations. This affair thing was denied for a long time by both Phillip and Person X. But it is, I don't know. But is Person X the best thing you could have come up with? But yeah, the affair was denied multiple times by Scofie and Person X. So they're like, what can we do? If we'd have known, who knows? And they're facing, a panel of, I guess, MPs from the is it the Culture and Sport and Entertainment Committee and whatnot. Basically, a panel of parliamentary slugs who have just wiped maybe a little bit of cocaine out of their nose. And by the way, when they said, has anyone got any affiliations with ITV, the whole panel like, oh yeah, I've had some hospitality. I've had a dinner. Yeah, they've taken me to Thorpe Park down a fucking roller coaster. And half of them had a job there as well. So who knows? But they were grilling at him a little bit. This guy here, Nicholson, he was, for this particular cocaine parliamentary slug, was going after him a little bit more. And he says, well, you say it's all rosy in the ITV garden, but I've been speaking to people from ITV who say it's gross. And if you complain about people's behavior, talent's behavior, basically, or sexual impropriety, you just get told, get lost. And of course, Dame, how many dogs have I got at home? Probably too many, in too many rooms. On $3.5 million a year, by the way. Woo, that's some money. And she said, don't worry, my salary is actually under $1 million. I just get $2.5 million in potential bonuses. Fine. But anyway, we're not here to fight against capitalism. Okay, do it if you're gonna earn it, I guess. But yeah, he was saying that I've received a lot of reports from ITV staff that it's a terrible place to work and there is bullying and people don't take complaints seriously. And allegedly there's only been 2 official complaints and they've been investigated and all that stuff. But, who do we believe? Do we believe the people or do we believe Dame $3.5 million a year? But listen, I don't know much about her or the way that company's run, and that's not really any of my business. It's just sort of, what do we think? Do we think that their investigations were enough at the time? I think there's a general acceptance that it would have been inappropriate anyway because you've got a junior member of staff. Now they're saying, listen, he got a promotion and that's it. But that might be what the paperwork says when they moved him away, Again, Nicholson said he spoke to one of his friends and said, no, he's devastated when he left. So there's still a lot of, they're saying this, I'm saying this. It's very, very strange. I'm sorry. Hey, Mr. Nicholson, I'm really sorry for calling you a cocaine slug. Was it cocaine parliamentary slug? That was an email. My Bluetooth speaker, ignore that. But yeah. it kind of went on a long time. There was kind of a lot in there, but basically ITV is saying things are basically rosy. We've got a KC in to check stuff out, and that's a QC to you and I. Of course, we've got to get used to the King's Council now. The King has ordered the council. Still wild times. We've got to adhere to all that sort of stuff. But apparently, there's going to be a bit of an overview in ITV. But yes, listen, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I imagine most media companies, certainly legacy media companies, have probably got a lot of the same problems, to be honest. You know, celebrities that have been there for 20, 30 years getting their heads really... I mean, imagine how much trouble Bruce Forsyth must have. Now, I'm not saying anything about Forsyth, but he could have been king of chaos, couldn't he, Forsyth? He could have been king of chaos and tap dance his way out of trouble every single time, or just says, and what, and just tap dancing backwards and go, what are you going to do? That's what I would like to have seen. And then we go, more nonsense has occurred, but I'm sure there was more. I'm sure there was more from this as well that we could have talked about. But you know what? Probably, in all likelihood, the big boss of ITV isn't going to know about it. It's going to be the producers, isn't it? It's going to be the bosses of those programs, because they're kind of siloed them. ITV's the broadcaster, and then production companies make all the shows, right? So it's going to be within that production company and on that set, no matter how much, we used to do inspections and all that before 2018. Now we have more of an oversight. Yeah, but you're not there all the time. It probably is more senior, middle to senior management that probably knew more, is what I would say. And it's all, we don't know the details, but rumors fly, don't they? The makeup lady, you go back to Savile, everyone knew that in the 70s. John Lydon on the radio program, and we've all heard the rumors about Jimmy, haven't we? The rumors were the makeup lady to the director general knew about it. Every cameraman, everyone. Of course, they'll deny it and say, "Nah, we wouldn't have known about that." But these days, yeah, they probably would want to know. So I don't know. You don't know who's telling the truth. But I would imagine it probably didn't go to the top. It would have gone to these managers in the middle somewhere. And maybe they didn't act on it enough, is what I'd say. But ITV are paying for Schofield to have a counsellor now. Maybe it's to get him off that watermelon vape. And obviously they're also looking after person X as well, who is out of media now completely. So probably should be left alone. But it's still going to remind him, isn't it? Every time he sees something. So shout out to you, person X. Sorry about the deep throat joke. That's more of a dig at Schofield, to be honest. So we'll see. We will see. But let us know. Did you watch it? What did you get out of it? Have I forgotten something? I've had a bit of a hectic day, to be honest. I think the only thing that I could do was come on here and say parliamentary cocaine slugs over and over and over again. And that's basically all I got out of it. Is sort of, we don't know. We'll try. Maybe we will do better. But it would be more interesting to hear from, I don't want to say the name of the production company because I might get it wrong. It would be more interesting to hear from people that might have left that production company. I think that might be the area of interest. But where do you think would be the area of interest to look into it a little further? Because I don't think this was nothing like this wasn't a Savile thing. I think it was just at least a pervy old fella swinging his power hose around inappropriately in the workplace. I think that's probably what it was. But then you've also got all these different ages of when they met. Was it 18? Was it 15? Was it 9? Was it 10? Pictures this. Did they stay in contact? The tweet. What got me was when person X was tweeting at Schofield. I think one of the shorts videos we go over that from before. Let's have a look down there. Was tweeting at Schofield for years and just like, "Hey Phil," or "Hey Scof," "Hey at Scof," hey, how's it going? With no reply. And then it's like, the clock strikes midnight when he turned 18. It's like, hey, how are you doing? It's midnight. I mean, it wasn't midnight on his 18th birthday, but you know what I mean. It was basically when he was Old enough. Might have been 17, actually. I don't know. Again, you guys will know more than this. So I think this has been a completely uninformative video. But if you want to be uninformed on a regular basis, please subscribe. That would be very helpful for me. And I should stop swinging about in this chair because you know what? When I put it together, I was left with 3 bolts and 2 washers. So it's been a bit funny since I put it together, to be honest. But there's nothing I can do about it now. It's done. We are done. All is rosy in the chair garden. All is rosy in the ITV garden. And all is and will be forever rosy in the parliamentary cocaine slug garden. Thank you and goodbye. Subscribe. Why do I always leave my face like that at the end? Let it relax. That's better. I didn't even know you could do that as a human. See you later. Have a nice time. Go and get more of a suntan. I've got the legs out. Let's go and let's go and parade the varicose veins around Manchester. See you later.